Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host Brian,
Hi, everybody.
Brett,
Q is a legend.
and host of the Strat Chat podcast and the Kyle Petty Show, Kyle Petty.
Hello, hello.
We are back. Survivor 46, episode 6. Whew. Guys, eight. Did I say? See, I didn't mess up 46, but I messed up the episode number. See, it's a classic Survivor tradition now for me.
Yocho.
Yeah. So that was an exhausting tribal council, everyone. We had a real live tribal for sure. We had a lot of positive people. We had a lot of people going to each other, asking the plans. The outcome, I thought maybe a little anticlimactic. And that's kind of what I'm just where I'm going to leave my thoughts. I really rather would hear from you guys. Brett, we start with you. Just swing it over to Kyle. We'll go over to Brian.
Well, dude, I mean, okay, so pre-show, you guys were like not liking it that much, but dude, this episode was awesome. I loved it. Q is playing an insane, messy, chaotic game. I don't know what the hell he's thinking, what he's doing. He's a mob boss. He's running the show. He's quitting the next minute. I don't know if this was gameplay strategy. He wanted to quit. I don't know what's going on. I think the way he turned on Tiffany so quick was insane. The way, like, who was he trying to protect at the end? Because it was like Tiffany or Tevin. He's like, I'm going to quit, protect somebody. I love this whole episode. It was very fun, every piece of it. And I think Q is one of the most interesting men in the world.
He was sacrificing himself to Survivor, Brett. Here he wanted to clear the deck, restart it for everyone, wash everyone of their sins. He wanted to be Survivor Jesus.
Maybe.
Kyle, what do you think?
Q is just all over the place. I mean, like, interesting in what way? Like, I not necessarily in an endearing way. I mean, the man is chaotic and like with no clear like path forward. Like, all he's doing is just causing problems. It did seem like, at least at Tribal, like this whole quitting thing, I didn't actually think this was real. Like, I thought this was just him just throwing another spanner in the works, so to speak, and just to see if he can just deflect some other votes, because it looked like some of them could have gone on Tiffany. So I felt like that was actually in protection of her, even though he kind of help to propel that move. And that's why it's like, I don't know what you're doing. And like, it's actually not fun to watch them, because as the viewer, I should have a little bit more of an idea of like at least where you're going, even if I don't necessarily understand how you're getting there. Yeah, it's just sheer chaos. And like, it's I don't know. I don't know if it's exciting or frustrating.
So probably would think why that hunter in the tree preview. I was hoping a little more from that. I don't
Oh,
want to watch people play hide and seek.
they're playing hide and seek, and,
This is
and
not
all
why
the
we have
hide
90
and seek
minutes.
That was
revelations.
a
Back
little
to an
unreal.
hour, for Christ's sakes. Jesus Christ.
So lame.
I like it.
Of course you do.
My question with Q is like I can believe that he is just throwing a wrench in it just for the sake of throwing a wrench in it. And I can also believe that he really didn't want to get sent in. I think he knew all well and good that like they were like, no, we're not going to throw one of our numbers away. You're nuts. But in my head, it after watching that, and I don't think this guy is actually wants to win, because follow me here. He pissed everybody off. They were all annoyed by him. I don't see later on in the game those people sitting on the jury being like, yeah, Q, that was a cool thing you did, blowing up that fucking tribal for an hour probably and making it a big goddamn mess for a few days afterwards. Really great strategic move. There's still people at the end of the day, and I'll stand here corrected if at the end of the day people think that part was a good move. I just find it being a little bit not of a great strategic move if he's going to try to get people to vote for him.
Yeah, risk may be too high, way higher than reward for that move. Because I thought he was doing all right in the beginning. Like him being in his confessionals, like the mob boss. I'm fine with that. Like
Yeah,
I
me
thought
too.
I liked it,
That's
and then
fine.
it's just like I kind of like Q, so I didn't want to see him go. And he's just when he's like, I'm gonna quit, and like I'm behind baseball here. I had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life at house, so I wasn't like watching this fully in depth. So when I came to that scene, I was like, what is this guy doing? So it's just, yeah, I don't know. I just hopefully it works out for him, but I don't really have a lot of faith.
Well, rewatch it then when you're not busy.
I
And
will.
I think
There's
you said,
0% chance of that.
I will definitely
yeah,
not.
You're always busy. But the Q thing with the hide and seek, it's like him and Venus were both narrating their strategic prowess through the game. It wasn't just a game to them. They were both like, "Oh, this person's doing that. This means that to me." Like Q even said he wanted to turn on Hunter at one point, and I forget
Right.
who the other person he wanted to turn on was. But I mean, I don't. This man is, I don't know. He's got like an Alabama education, so the bar is set low. Plus, he's just got some natural craziness to
That's
him.
fired. Roll Tide.
Did you go to
Hey,
University of Alabama?
that's cool.
Is that where you went?
No. Oh no, Mississippi. Close
Oh,
enough. Enough.
Okay.
My bad.
Hotty toddy.
He went to Mississippi State. I actually think he played there, but
Is that a
I
rival of yours?
I do not know what Mississippi State
Is
is.
that a rival of your school?
um, it is to an extent, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not speaking out from rivalry, but
Oh, okay.
I think he clearly didn't go to Hunter's school. Whatever school Hunter teaches at, Q is not an attendee. He probably should have been.
I like the elimination. It's an old school, just kind of survivor challenge again, like last week. Hold on to the pole. Whoever holds on to the damn pole the longest wins. I thought, and then the whole people not wanting to sacrifice their position for Rice, like no shit. Like why I wouldn't.
No. What's her face? Who hasn't eaten? I'd be like, get this chick out of here.
I'm
She's
so
sick.
sick of hearing about her not eating.
I haven't eaten
Go,
in 3
go
weeks.
home.
I haven't even pooped. Shut up.
It's bullshit, by the way. You'd be gone.
Yeah, if this was The Bachelor, you'd been gone.
Bachelor, they only give you like a couple days.
Yeah, come on, man.
The one girl was cooking a poop baby for like 2 weeks on Bachelor in
That's what I
Paradise.
mean. Like, this show, honestly, Bachelor in Paradise is longer than this show at this point. But it's just like, I don't know. I don't want to hear about your struggles, like about eating. I don't care about that stuff. Do something on the show to care for me to care about you.
Well, I thought this was Liz's best episode. This was like a big turn. She was irrelevant until this.
Is that her
point.
name?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Liz, yeah.
yeah. She's literally the
Mariah.
one that started the vote to get Tevin out.
Oh, for sure.
That was her. So we haven't heard from her until this point. So interesting to kind of loop her in at this moment, and she gets what she wants and flips on
8
the
episodes.
alliance.
I'd argue also, Brett, that she was the one that stood her ground the hardest at the live tribal, when everyone kept consulting everyone. She was the only one who was like, I'm not changing my vote. Like, I'm voting Tevin. And other people kept floating new ideas out there. And she's like, you can vote for whoever you want. I'm not doing it. And I frankly think that scared half the people into being like, God, if we lose by one vote because like I just didn't go to that with this chick who's, maybe I'm just going to be a vote short now of this new move and forget it. Tevin's safe, right? Like, I'm very curious to see like the on the beach night after stuff that we see where they kind of all kind of put their feelings out there, especially in the confessionals. I'm very curious to see if any of them mentioned like her being so steadfast as a reason to not change the vote. And Venus as well. Like Venus was very much like Tevin. Like,
Yeah, I definitely think her taking that stand is what really drove that back to Tevin. Because otherwise, it really could have gone anyway. That definitely did feel like a definitive moment in that tribal when she made that declaration.
So Kyle, I'm gonna go, like, I know because your podcast, you have your team. How did you feel? I know that Tevin's on Team Petty. How did that hit home for you?
I mean, it sucks because I liked him. Obviously, I wanted him to go a lot further than that. But I mean, it's a good move for everybody else. I mean, Tevin was playing a good game.
Yeah.
And he definitely could lay more claim to the soda situation from last week.
Yeah.
Than I feel like Venus could have. Liz kept saying that was her move. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. I thought that was a little bit too far. Like, simply because you said that we should do it doesn't mean you actually are the one that put things in motion. Like, you didn't really get it going. So, but now I guess she can have it now. I mean, I would give it to Liz before I gave it to Venus, because Venus most certainly she doesn't really have any agency in these conversations. So I'd almost be more inclined to believe that Liz could have had more to do with it than her.
Was it really a move though? I mean, like, is that a game-winning move? I personally don't think so.
I didn't say it was game-winning, but I mean, if you're trying to build a resume, it's at least a bullet point.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to be able to, anyone's going to be to maybe individually claim the idea of sending him home. However, I do think she can say that like she's held steadfast in that live tribal. If she ends up in a final three and people want to talk about moves she made, like I could see that being an argument. Like you all didn't know what the hell you were going to do. Like I stuck to my plan. Like I never faltered. Like I didn't panic. Now it's probably because she's just fucking hungry. She hasn't eaten in 16 days. It's just going comatose, no blood sugar. But you know what? Like we'll see. My problems with Liz was just again like coming on the show and just like letting people know she didn't need the money and stuff like that. And I know it sounds like I'm like talking like the trust here or something, but like I don't need people like throwing in people's face right away that like they're just coming on to prove a point. Like I want people to come on because they really just want to win a game, not because for anything more.
Yeah, I don't want to see anybody like that, especially get out of here.
I'll give money to a multimillionaire if they played the best game. I don't give a crap.
100%, 100.
Yeah, just don't tell me that you're on to just prove a point and bump it up. Just like, hey, I like watching Survivor and I want to win it. It's it. I don't want to hear. I don't care about your leukemia. I don't want to hear about your learning disability. I don't want to hear about your reading disorder. Like, I don't want to hear about your zodiac sign. I don't care how many times you've watched every season. Like, I don't care.
Agreed.
Just shut up and play Survivor.
Yeah, play the game.
I mean, to play devil's advocate there just for a moment.
Here we go.
Don't you do it on this show, not on this
Here
show.
we go. No, do it. Here we go.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, like, just to put into perspective here, is it also possible that's how this thing is being edited? Because someone can say that, you know, if you did have a disability and you got to the end and you still won, you know, in spite of that, like that is then worth mentioning.
This is Jeff's fault. I don't blame the people. Go ahead and apply. Go ahead and apply with your 7-time leukemia and like your, you know, like whatever sob story. But like they also can just like pick like Brett too, and Brett's just like, yeah, I just want to fuck a Survivor. I want to win. I want to like literally lie to people and just like screw them up. Like they're not gonna cast anybody who says like you have to almost go in with a fake sob story now. It's kind of like a Johnny Fairplay thing to just get on the Survivor. And then once you're on, you can be like, I'm actually a dickhead, by the way.
You basically got to do the opposite of jury duty. Like you want to not be on jury duty. So you make up all these things about you that you don't like, I can't be in the jury. But now you're like, oh, I love all this stuff. Like, kumbaya.
They ask you at the Survivor interview, they're like, so what illnesses have you had?
And how often do you volunteer at the soup kitchen?
How many of your parents are dead? None. Okay. How many very religious? Oh, okay, cool. Colt? Perfect. Colt. All right, cool. By any chance, have your parents disowned you for any of your sexual orientation decisions? They have. Perfect. Like it's just like it's there's boxes they're checking off.
Well, they cast.
I enjoyed it.
They cast Hunter, and he doesn't hit any of those marks.
The Tevin vote off, though, again, like I like Tevin. I think it's a great idea. I just thought for all the rigmarole we went through, I just thought we were going to get some kind of ricochet bullet into somebody else.
Well, based on what Brett just said, doesn't Hunter like do the puzzles kind of like that loser Carson?
I believe Hunter and Carson were both cast because they're like the least checked box at this point in time, but like they're like savants and puzzles. They make puzzles, sell puzzles, do it for Hunter. He's a teacher. He teaches school children. He could have been a doctor. Carson's a NASA scientist, XYZ. So
now don't say that loser's name on this page.
Yeah, no, we're an
Carson's a loser. I
word.
missed that episode because I wanted scorched earth on that guy, but he sucks.
Yeah, well, we found out he was stealing people's stuff. Like he was stealing people's puzzles from their businesses and then like promoting them like he was new with them. And the guy literally has like posts of his stuff being out before and him straight up them collabing and then him stealing his stuff. Like,
but you know,
he's a weasel.
You know what really got me is you're selling merch before you've been on the show.
Before you even went on the show.
As a day one hater, I'm proud that
you sniffed it out, Bri. You were out early on it. You got to give your kudos.
Kyle, where were you on this? Are you on his side?
I'm not really on any side. I wouldn't have called him a loser, but I don't love it really. I'm
making puzzles.
Don't worry, we got you, bud. Hold up, let him cook.
But yeah, no, I don't
Andy.
think any of that stuff is great. And like the merge before you even on the show is really that's super lame.
That's really
Like,
what took me over the. I didn't know
yeah,
that before I didn't even like him, but like if you're selling
I didn't
merch,
know
you haven't
that
been on the
either.
show yet, man.
I think it's lame
That's so
even
merch off
after,
the channel.
but
Like,
like
why are you hating on Carson? I
No,
honestly,
no,
I
no,
don't.
no, 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 no. We sell merch for ourselves on a threadless page, but this dude was setting himself up with Survivor merch as soon as he got
Yeah,
cast.
he wasn't
It's
even on the show yet.
genius. I think it's smart. I don't know why you're hating
Did
on
you
that.
buy any of that shit?
I didn't buy
Oh
it.
God!
I'm sure other idiots
Now
buy
we
it.
need to audit it.
I just
I
think
I don't
it's
don't
know. I
buy
thought it
just think
was a
it's super
scuzzo
lit.
move. I think a lot of people agree with it. I think a lot of the cast people agree with it.
Like, come on, you know, if he came onto the show and was like, "Hey, by the way, I started selling merch," I would have respected him more. But like, he gave this like little innocent, "Oh, look at me, I'm so smart, and I build puzzles, and I sided with Carolyn," and he's like using her
He's
Twitter
really a
account to
shark
like
the whole
say
time.
talk to like gas himself up. He's a loser, man. Absolute loser. Loser.
I like how this is
yeah.
the main argument of the episode. Is the episode people are going to be like, is Hunter a loser? Survivor
Carson,
46.
come on, brother. Come on.
Yeah, not even the right name.
At
Nah,
least
don't
Hunter can climb a tree. Carson can't climb
Yeah,
a
Hunter
tree.
can climb a tree. Like, come on, man. And
Oh,
like,
Carson.
yeah, I know.
Oh, the
I'm
name's
not with that guy. Not
Carson.
with him. Nah, not for
Hunter
me,
was
dog.
great though. Held on to that thing. He was even like flexing on the pole at the end. He was doing like sit ups.
I just want more from
respected that.
Q out of these. Like Q's like, oh, I can match up against Hunter. Dude, you stunk today. Like, I need more from you.
Hunter definitely asserted a nice dominance there physically, showing like, again, there's plenty of other competitions, but that is a pretty core tenant, endurance and strength one. And he looked like he could go for a while more. So
I'm
Well,
fine with
he
it.
did the sit-up thing, right? Like the best next guy was Charlie, who's like, "Oh, I'm falling,
dying.
I'm trying to negotiate for rice," and then Hunter's like, "I'm gonna bust out some sit-ups on this thing."
Yeah. Yeah.
Crying for
I'd be fine
rice.
if Hunter wins because it pisses off a lot of people, like new Survivor fans. Like, oh, we can't. He's a goat. We got to take him to the end. He's a strong guy.
I like him.
Pro strong guys.
Pro,
Yeah,
pro
I like
strong
him. I
men.
just think he doesn't give that much like good content. Like he just lost Tevin, his number one ally, and the thing when he scrambled to save Tevin was like, "Venus, get out of here. You suck." Like I don't know. Like his strategy's not great.
Yeah, I
But
mean, he's
Go away, please. We need a
challenge
few
guy.
more
He's a
minutes.
challenge dude. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm looking forward to more chaos next week. This show is continuing with that, and so I look forward to it. We just did a review. It'll be the review following this, The Amazing Race. We had a mega leg in Argentina, so get our thoughts on that. Covering a bunch of shows. We had too many to name, but on the way out, Kyle, what do you guys have going on Strat Chat?
Fat Chat is doing the challenge, All Stars 4, Big Brother Canada, both on Thursdays, and we are doing our own Survivor recap Mondays at 9.
Check that out. It's good.
No, the recaps are great. We love watching it days later.
Thanks.
We're way more in a positive, good mood by Monday, and we watch it, and so we appreciate
So are
guests
we.
you bring on are super great. So we would love. We're gonna come back at some point. We're gonna figure it out. We need to do more together.
Yeah, we do. I missed
Too
that.
many damn shows. We just need
Been
to
a
like
long
take one
time.
of these nights off. But check us out here and on TikTok, and you can see all the shows we're covering. But for myself, Brian, Brett, Kyle, thank you so much for watching. Peace.